Welcome to part five. For part five, we're going to add at least three of the following additional block elements. Okay, so a block quote is what you would use if you are quoting basically a large quote. Okay, a large chunk of information which is a direct quote from someone or from some source. HR, horizontal rule, which is just a decorative way to create a break in from one content area to another. We have address, and we have pre, and we have div. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to begin by adding block quote. So let's go, and I'm going to add a block quote to my H2. Okay, so I'm going to nest the block quote on the outside, like so. And if you want to save yourself a little bit of time, you could just copy your block quote, and I'll add the closing block quote after the H2. So I now have H2, headline 2, nested inside of a block quote. So let's go ahead and save, and then we'll take a look at our page here, and you'll see that we have block quoted our text. Okay, now you can do this for formatting, but it's more about formatting than really being semantically correct. So I'm going to do this, and then we're going to undo it. We're just going to do this as a demonstration. So I'm going to copy the block quote and paste, and then we'll copy our ending element for block quote, and then we'll save. And let's see, when we refresh the page, we'll see if we get an additional indent. And we have. Okay, so you could use multiple block quotes to continue to add, if you almost will, like tab over. Okay, but be careful, that's not really semantically correct. So I'm going to go back and undo. Let's just get rid of the extra, like so. Okay, now after my heading, I'm going to go ahead and add HR. Now you may see people still doing this. Okay, and this would be XML, I believe, strict, XML 4.0 strict, which was a format standard before HTML5. So we no longer need to do this. Okay, so we're just going to have HR. Maybe I want two of these, like so. Okay, and then we'll save. And sorry, I accidentally clicked fork instead of save. That's okay, I just made a copy of it. Okay, so I'm going to bring that back down, and let's just make sure I have saved. And then let's go ahead and update here. All right, I paused the video for a second because when I accidentally clicked, so if I go back here, when I click save and then I clicked fork, I opened up a copy, and that copy did not include the two HR tags. Okay, so I just went ahead and I deleted that extra forked pen, if you will, and we should be back to where we were. So if we look at our preview, we'll now see the two horizontal rules. Okay, now let's go down, and I'll just scroll down here to the bottom, and let's just say in our H3 here at the bottom for our quotes, I'm going to just use this first one and this first quote, and we'll add the pre element, and then let's close or end our pre element, and then we will save. Okay, so as an example, in the quote right below, if after 1000, if I add a bunch of space, okay, and then we save and we preview, have to refresh here, you'll see that nothing really changes, okay? But you'll notice that this text looks a little bit different, okay? So it kind of looks like typewriter text, if you will, all right? So if we go back, you'll notice that even though we added all these spaces, HTML doesn't care. You're going to get one space in between each character, and then you'll notice that just because we have a return from this line to this line, it doesn't really do that down here. It's just going to go in one continuous line. All right. So if we go back and on the pre, if I add some spaces and save because it's pre-formatted, and then we update, have to scroll back down. All right, you'll see that we've added, or the space has been added. So you can do some kind of strange little things here like this. All right, and then save. And we'll refresh. So you can see how you can take control of the formatting of your text by using the pre element. All right, so let's go take a look. So we've added 3 block level elements, and in the next part, we'll start dealing with inline text elements.